Let's talk about Liquid 1296 divide array into set of k consecutive numbers. Give us an integer array and ask whether it is possible to divide this array into sets of k consecutive numbers. So let's look at example one. We have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and k equals 4. It is true because we can divide this array into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 4, 5, 6. And each set has a size k, right? And also those numbers are consecutive. So apparently what we do for this question is first we need to get the frequencies of every number. And we can we should have the keys, right, as the number and the value as the frequency using map. And we should sort by the keys so that because for the smallest number will always be start of one of the array, right? So we can start from the smallest number. If we use tree map, the first entry, right? We just get the first entry. And then what we do is that we for first entry we have its frequency, right? Then we iterate k times from the small the when we increase the keys, right? Consecutive keys. Um and if for each one we have their frequencies minus equal to the first entry's frequencies. If um, during this process, if we find any entry, those kind of values, right? Frequency is smaller or equal to zero. Is smaller than zero, then return false. Otherwise, we just keep in the process. If there is an entry, we have a frequency, the value equals to zero, we remove from the map, right? Keeping doing the process. And after the key entries processed, we check what is first entry again, right? What is the first entry? It is possible in um, this key already or being removed, or it is possible some of that in the middle of the previous key entries, right? Until we finish the whole while loop. If the we remove all of the numbers, we return true, right? So let's write code for this. We need a tree map. We can also use the map, but the things that the using map will need to sort it by key, right? So we can use a tree map. Then for every element, we get its we update its frequency. Then what we do is that we try to do every time a batch of k entries. So what we do is we need while this tree map is not empty, we are going to every time um, for we do k entries, but we need to get the first one, right? First key equals map dot first key. Um, let's do this map entry. First entry, right? And we need to get its key, right? Key equals le dot get key. And also we need to get this one's count, that is value, right? Equals fe dot get value. Then what we do is that we do 4 entries in a batch, right? And also we need for this a k entries in a batch, and we need these k entries, the keys to be consecutive. So what we do is that for int I equals k, I smaller than k plus uh this key, we have already have this key, right? Let's say this is key, okay, and let's say this is count. So I equals key, right? Key plus k and I plus plus, right? So we are going to have map. We every entry we just get the counts out, right? Key, that is I minus count into j dot sum, right? So let's say if map get I is smaller than 0, we return false. And also, if map dot get I equals 0, right, we just remove it from our tree map. Tree map. So after we jumping out of this while loop, the tree map if it is empty, we just return true, right? This should be inside of the for loop. It will be an n log n time complexity because there is a tree map. And space will be linear. Let's have a also have a let's have Python code for this. So we're going to have count equals counter nouns, right? Of course, for this question, we can look at the length, right? Whether it is divisible by k. If the length is not divisible by k, we can terminate early. But doing like a tree map way, right? This is kind of general. If length is not um is if the length is not equal, we should it will also will not get the tree map or sorted set empty, right? So we'll say for key in sorted count dot keys. So we're going to get its counts, right? Count equals count key. Then we'll say if this count is greater than 0, then for I in range from key to P plus K, right? So we'll say if count I is smaller than count, then we just return false. Otherwise, we just have count this I should minus equal to value, right? Mm. Of course, we can also write if count I equals 0, we can delete this entry, right? If count I equals 0, delete count I. In the end, we just return true. Count. So this will be the code.